Oh, nature of the beast. Okay, but you've also not let me get the fucking codex one, have you? Characters. I thought it'd be more then. Oh, Witherfang. It's according to the keeper Zathrian, a wolf who's no ordinary wolf, however, he's a wolf possessed by a powerful spirit, source of the werewolf curse that plagues the Brazilian forests. While Witherfang is hundreds of years old and very powerful in his own right, the only way to end his curse is to cut out his heart and bring it to Zathrian.
Underanitation, Grey Warden. My name is Lanaya. I am Zathrian's first, what you might call an apprentice, perhaps. I've been studying under the Keeper all my life.
All your life?
I am a bit curious of the outside world. Do you mind if I ask you a question or two?
If you like, go ahead.
I hear the human cities are very large, thousands upon thousands of souls, all packed together in their houses. Is that true?
Some larger than I can see.
How very loud that must be with everyone talking all at once. I try to imagine those of our people living in such a place, surrounded by walls of stone and indifference. It is a difficult thought.
Isn't easy life for them, that's true.
I suppose you have met many of my kind in your travels. My heart goes out to them. It is said that one day we will have a land of our own. We Dalish gather the ancient wisdom in preparation for this. When that day comes, all elves, even those who have forgotten, will reclaim their former glory. I have one more question,
Ooh.
though I'm not sure you can answer it. Do the humans ever regret what they did to us?
Yeah, I think some of them do. Not all humans are the same.
And yet, even if some regret, they do nothing. A poet once wrote of them before the fall of the Dales. Like dragons they fly, glory upon wings. Like dragons, they savage, fearsome, pretty things. But you don't need me to quote poetry to you. Forgive me. Perhaps you have some questions of your own.
Tell me more about yourself.
I'm hardly anyone special, I assure you. If I seem different from the rest of my clan, it's only because I was born amongst humans. I came to the Dalish at a very young age, but I've always retained my curiosity about the world I came from.
How did you come to the Dalish if you were so young?
My parents were servants to a human merchant whose caravans plied the southern routes. One day, bandits killed him, and my parents both. I was the only survivor, just a young girl, and the bandits took me. I was their servant for several years.
It must have been horrible.
It was. Though long years of reflection have allowed me to come to terms with it, to put them in perspective. I can only imagine what would have happened had the clan not saved me from them. I owe them my life for that, and more.
It says that the Dalish rescued you from bandits.
The bandits killed a scout when the clan passed near their camp. When the clan discovered him, Zathrian came looking for his killers. He followed their tracks for almost a month, and when he finally caught up to us, he fell on the bandits like a terror. No one could stop him. I sat there and I watched him attack them in a blur, and I reveled in every blow. When he saw me, the fury in his eyes turned to pity. He took me back to the clan, and I've been here ever since.
Didn't you have family you could return to?
It's possible I might have had some, maybe many. Zathrian offered to take me back, but I had no idea where I was from.
Okay.
And I wanted to stay with the man who rescued me. The clan is my family. Any others out there? It's best they believe that little girl died with her parents. For now, the clan is all I need. My old world could not have offered me all this, and the knowledge of a keeper as well.
Okay, what does the keeper do?
One day, when I am keeper, I might inquire out of curiosity. I'm not sure what lies down that road except pain, however.
How did you become a keeper?
I am not a keeper. I am Zathrian's first. though because I was not born into the clan, becoming his first was very difficult. We Dalish have old traditions. The clans come from the ranks of the nobility that once ruled the Dales, you see. The keepers of those old clans have the strongest and purest blood that reaches back to the days of Arlathan.
Okay.
I had to compete against the other candidates for first, to be better than them in everything, simply because I was not of the old blood.
Keepers of the bonfires? Maybe. Must be proud of your accomplishments.
I am. The ceremony where Zathrian anointed me as his first was the proudest day of my life. The clan has placed great trust in me. One day, I will lead
still
them
don't know
and
what
be
a
the
keeper
one who
does.
secures our future.
Zookeeper? Oh yeah, what's a keeper do exactly?
A keeper is, first and foremost, the leader of the clan. He decides where we go and when we shall move. He's also responsible for knowing the clan's ancient lore and passing it on to the others in the clan. Without a keeper, the clan's knowledge is lost forever, so the clan protects him like no other.
Surely you just spread about your stories then. You write them down. Why are the Dalish so hostile?
They have reason. Since the days of Arlathan, my people have been either subjugated or homeless.
You think, well, it probably doesn't work for them because they do move about, they say. Imagine, like, them going about and suddenly they've got some dude at the back with a fucking cart filled with books. He's like, for fuck's sake. Like, can we stop writing down our shit? But I feel like you would then... Okay, so in this, like, she's his apprentice kind of thing, his first. I guess he's training her to take over the role. People omit or change things when it's spoken and passed down. And memories are not 100% reliable. Even something that you've been told. The keeper teaches their history to the entire clan. Surely they can tell the story if anything happens to the keeper. Yeah, if it's to the entire clan, yeah. But I guess the keeper is the one who has to have, like, I don't know. I can imagine if it was only one person. If they're being told it, they could forget stuff. They could change it on the fly. They could embellish the details slightly. Okay, what is this? Arlathan? Arlathan?
It was our ancestral home, long ago when the humans first came to these lands. We were free then, and immortal.
Immortal?
We did not know how to deal with the humans, and in the end, they turned their power against us and destroyed Arlathan.
Yeah, fragile heritage.
Were enslaved and our culture lost forever.
Does it still exist?
Not to my knowledge. According to the old tales, the human mages sank Arlathan into the ground,
wow,
crushing it beneath the rock.
Yeah, but eventually freed, right?
Yes. After a millennium of slavery, our people were freed by Andraste, the human's prophet who spawned the Chantry.
But you don't worship the Maker.
We worship the creators, as we always have. We give thanks to Andraste for her part in our freedom, but we do not worship her or her god.
Didn't Arlathan fight back?
The Tevinter Imperium was a force to be reckoned with. It was ruled by mages with powerful blood magic. Though Arlathan fought, they lost.
Elves were immortal then?
They died, but not of an aged body as other races do. Not until the humans came. According to the legends, association with humans caused us to quicken. Our blood sped, and we began to age. So we avoided them naturally. And then we were enslaved by them for 1,000 years. And in so doing, we all were quickened permanently and our immortality destroyed. Or so the old tales say.
You could get your lifespan back, no?
In time and with seclusion. We Dalish have lengthy lifespans, and they will get longer. Zathrian himself has lived many centuries, though that is unusual even for us.
I can see why you resent humans then.
Shemlin, we call them. Quick children. I suppose it takes a certain arrogance to look upon another people as children, no? Perhaps we should be more heedful of our own role in Orlathan's loss. Even so, it was a bitter lesson to learn. One we are not grateful for.
Your homeland was called Dales, I saw.
That was our second homeland. Our first was the great city of Orlathan. The Dales came when they were freed from enslavement. Elves everywhere journeyed hundreds and thousands of miles to the Dales, eager to start their lives anew. They called it the Long Walk. They reached the Dales and made it their own. And one day it was taken from us too. And you wonder
Wait, who went after the Dales? Is there no way to get on your clan's good side?
It requires an individual to prove he is not the outsider we have come to expect.
Well, I'm gonna kill the fucking werewolf dude
certainly a step in
thing.
the right direction.
Yeah, that's something else.
Certainly.
You telling me about? Oh, Zathrian.
Nothing that you could not ask Zathrian himself. He is the keeper of this clan and has been for a very long time. He is also a very good man who has lost much. The Dalish are everything to him, and he would do anything to protect them.
Lost much? What has he lost?
He lost his family a very long time ago. I don't know the story, but I understand the circumstances were horrific.
The Long Walk. I don't know. Well, okay, so if I type in the Long Walk into Google, Google will come up. God, my fucking Google searches when I stream. It's a horror book. Wait. No. Oh, is it the American Indians? Okay. Wow, I just keep getting the things about fucking Stephen King book. Oh, Long March military retreat undertaken by the Red Army. Of the Communist Party of China. Hey, I should go.
As you wish. Darth Shirl.
Darth Shirl. Is that our lesson? Part 1. Okay, before the ages were named or numbered, or people. Wait. I wouldn't know. How did you keep track? How do you keep track of something if you don't name it or number it? Do you know? You haven't got a name for it, so you kind of say like. You know how they go like blessed or whatever, dragon, whatever. You can't say a number, so you can't go 2 years ago. Well, you can. But you'd probably have to have a, you know, each year numbered. Before the ages were named or numbered. I couldn't imagine having something which is a time, a stretch of time that isn't detailed in some way. But do you need that if you're eternal? We have archaeology, so you can deduce when something happened after the fact. Or immortal, that's the one. I'm forgetting, they're on about the dealers who were should have said they were supposed to be immortal. So would you? You know. What button did I press? Fuck. Would you, yeah, if you were immortal, would you like to know the time frame? Like the number of years or when something happened? I think it would be good to know. Even more so if you're living for hundreds of years. I can't imagine their memory is going to be like, I know when that happened, that happened, that happened. And the keepers now would have to have dates for when things happened, wouldn't they? Okay, the ages were named or numbered. Our people were glorious and eternal and never changing. Like the great oak tree. They were constant in their traditions, strong in their roots and ever reaching for the sky. They felt no need to rush when life was endless. They worshipped their gods for months at a time. Oh, I would hate that. Oh, they're going really slow. I fucking remember what I was doing a week ago, let alone a millennium. It is funny when you think about like stuff in the past. And it's always amazing where say for example like a family event, celebration, holiday, you'll always get a slightly different remembering from each person. Like I will remember something and I'll bring it up. My dad will be like, "What?" And he'll have a slightly different, altered memory of it. I'll be like, "Really? Did that happen?" And then you've got my sister who thinks that things happen which never happened in the slightest. She's thought as a kid that family celebrations were at a piano singing. And my parents were like, "Huh?" So then you got my sister who's just making up her own history. Imagine a few thousand years of that. I think you would want something notable. Like I don't know if photographs. Old photographs. I say old. Physical, not digital. You got your digital ones, you've got your timestamp and everything. But there was something else happened that if my dad something. So you go and get your photos processed and you come back with the envelope, right? And there would maybe always be something either written in the envelope that was holding the photographs or on the back of the photograph. And you would have it probably is an older person thing, either with names of people on them so then you know who they were from the past, the date, the year that it was taken, so they know like when. And it's strange how because the medium is like changing photographs, I wouldn't say having them physical is a thing unless you want to display some. But like my parents they've had for years, like I've an old box that has all these envelopes, photographs from when they were younger and then when I was younger as well. It was like they didn't have digital cameras then. So even stuff like that is quite nice to be able to look back and have a time frame or be able to pinpoint like, oh, that was then. Where was I? Yeah, they felt no need to rush when life was endless. They worshipped their gods for months at a time. Decisions came after decades of debate. No, you're all dying at that point. You can't decide what you want to eat. You've starved. Introduction could last for years. From time to time, our ancestors would drift into centuries-long slumber, but this was not death. For we know they wandered to fade in dreams. Oh, I would hate to be an immortal Dalish. I would want to be like, I have all the time in the world. I want to do this. I want to do this. Can I learn this? Can I go and do this? Can I make this? I don't want to have an introduction with someone that could last for years. 10 minutes. Fine. I know you. Great. In those ages, the people called all the land Elfhennen, which is in the old language means place of our people. And at the centre of the world stood the greatest city of Arlathan, place of knowledge and debate, where the best of the ancient elves would go to trade knowledge, greet old friends, and settle disputes that had gone on for millennia. Oh, I don't think I would like that. While our ancestors were caught up in the forever cycle of ages, drifting through life what we today would consider an intolerable pace, the world outside the lush forests and ancient trees were changing. The humans first arrived from Parvolin to the north, called Shemlin or Quicklings by the ancients. Humans were pitiful creatures whose lives blinked by in an instant. When they first met the elves, the humans were brash and warlike, quick to anger and quicker to fight, no patience for the unhurried pace of elven diplomacy. But the humans brought worse things and war with them. Our ancestors proved susceptible to human diseases, and for the first time in history, elves died of natural causes. What's more, those elves who spent time bartering and negotiating with humans found themselves aging, tainted by the humans' brash and impatient lives. Many believed that the ancient gods had judged them unworthy of their long lives, and cast them down among the quicklings. Our ancestors came to look upon the humans as parasites, which I understand is similar to the way humans see our people in cities. The ancient elves immediately moved to close Elfhennen off from the humans, for fear that this quickening effect would crumble the civilization. Military world and what's need to rush. Anyhow, you don't want to pace yourself, because once you eventually run out of new things to do, all you have left is eternity of relentless boredom. Possibly, but I couldn't imagine anything worse than having a debate with someone for decades. Decisions came after decades of debate. Maybe it's just me, because like I like to constantly have something on the go, whether it's listening to something or music. I know similar to that, but I couldn't imagine decades of waiting around for a decision to be made. Because you would still have to have certain things done at a certain speed, would you not? Decades of debate is just Twitter though, isn't it? Maybe? I feel like I don't know what Twitter was like a decade ago. I feel like it wasn't as trash as what it is now. They're talking about decisions after decades of debate, but at that point, like they need to make a decision on flood defences. At that point, your city's fucking flooded. They seem like they're laid back. They're a bit too laid back, the Dalish. Or were. That's what I imagine. It's like you're the impression I get is things that could easily be over and done with. When it comes to making a decision, it doesn't have to be drawn out just because they could. Well, no, they wouldn't have solved global warming, no. But they probably wouldn't have advanced in technology either. So they'd still be way, way back living in trees and woods and that. I think. That would probably be safe to say. Because they still are and they haven't progressed into buildings. But it might just be because they don't want to be next to people. They don't like to settle down in one place. But it kind of doesn't work though, because even like the daily cycle or the yearly cycle, things do change rather quickly. Oh, I think that was all from there. Okay, nothing else. Oh, I spoke to you. Ooh. No one gets pissed at you if you just up here, do they? What if I steal? Born at Greenpeace, aren't they? The elves, they communicate with trees and shit.
Please leave that be. If you have need of equipment, I am sure Master Verathorn can help you.
I don't. Can I ask what's inside?
What is the point? It is none of your business, so please, leave it be.
Bitch! Hold on.
Yes? Have you another question?
Where should go?
As you wish. Darth Shirel.
I'll try this again.
You have betrayed the trust of my clan, and no doubt stolen from us. Zathrian shall hear of this,
I didn't even get into it! I didn't take anything.
Even if that's true, you should not have opened the chest. I
No,
warned you,
you're
didn't
fucking
I?
lying about me, you
I cannot
bitch!
believe you took the time to befriend me. You were just lulling my suspicions, weren't you? I suppose I should not be surprised. Zathrian was right. I'm too trusting of outsiders.
Wow!
Go, do what you said you would, and bother me no more.
Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna lie a little bit. She said that humans were quick to anger. Holy shit, she needs to take a look in the mirror. Apparently offended her ancestors and danced on their graves or something by her reaction. I didn't even open the damn chest. But yeah, the way they say some of the things. You did finger her box though. No, we didn't get to that. We crouched down and then we stood back up. And that's what happened, and I'm sticking to it. Don't have a chest that's all sparkly and like,
Please leave that
you know.
be. If you have need of equipment, I am sure Master Verathorn can help you.
Zathrian said I could have what's inside here.
Please do not lie to me. I find it most unbecoming.
I have persuade! Right, Zathrian.
Yes? What is it you need? Have you news?
I need some equipment.
Then I suggest you see Master Verathorn. I will instruct him to put aside some supplies for you, the kind that the hunters use.
Okay, I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna load it.
I
I'm
must
not
return
gonna
to
go
the
and
Forest for my
speak.
people. Creator's speed on your way.
Touch the chest, or crouch next to the chest. I was about to say speak to the chest. Because it's like one mark against us for lying to her. It's most unbecoming of you. It's like, really? Am I a lady? No? Though I kind of recognise, or the voice sounds familiar for the Zathrian. Zathrian. Do 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 do. But I don't recognise the name. Oh! It's Tuvok! There we go. I did have Star Trek in mind. But I was like, I can't place it completely. Debate for decades, managing the grudges he holds. Yeah! So that I was sitting there, I was like, who the hell is this?